that are not you close it here. For documents that are not available, let's say like in B, you see I don't have this document available, so even if I click, I don't have anything to read. So when you can only, when you double click, it can only open when the PDF is available for you to read, and maybe make some annotations based on your reading, just to keep your information. So now we have seen how we read, highlight some document. We also have seen how we populate our libraries, and how we change or update some metadata information. So the next thing we are going to talk about is yeah, group. Then now, how do we create a group? Like we say, we can make some collaborative research work, right? So let's say we are conducting research about how to use Mendeley, and maybe all of you are authors, you understand, in that paper. I can say, okay, this is research work on Mendeley usage. So I can say, okay, who are to have access to this particular group. If I choose public, maybe it will be an open discussion and reference sharing with all the people in the public. Then here it will be public group, but only members you have invited will have access to that particular document I shared in that group. Then I can also make it private. In most cases, people use the private group because it is a closed session that only people you have shared in that collaboration will have access to that particular group. So let's say, for example, I choose private, I put create. So now I have a group, invite people. So whoever I want to have, I want to invite so he can have access to this particular group, I have to type in the email address of that person. You understand? Let's say my karatu n.ng at gmail.com, for example. Then it will send an invite. So once he accepted, he will be able to see any information I put on that Mendeley. Then now that I have the group, I may decide to say, okay, let me copy all the papers I have in A, because we are going to be me and my group will be working on that paper. So all I need to do is copy, just highlight them and drag them into this particular group. Then I should have the papers in my group here. Sorry. Yeah, so you see I have the paper in the group. So whoever I invited in the group should be able to read, make some comments about this paper, make some annotations together. So you can see with Mendeley application, you can have a very important collaborative research work that will make your work more efficient, and because everyone will have his own contribution, and you can keep track of what someone has done and or what to do, and it will actually improve the productivity and how fast maybe you can achieve what you really wanted to achieve, unlike maybe you waiting for, maybe setting up a physical meeting that everyone has to be around. You discuss it before you make some actions on based on the research you are conducting. So you can see how important it is, Mendeley is, especially when it comes to collaboration with other authors. Then this is a trash, like any reference you deleted, normally it will go into the trash. In case maybe you mistakenly deleted one file and you want to read it back, if it is in the trash, you can always restore that file, or you can open the file, or you can export it. There are so many functions you can do on that trash file. So basically, that is all about installation of this Mendeley application software. We have seen how we install the application. We've seen how we create collections, that is folders, and we see how we populate those folders with some resources, that is some papers and publications. Then after putting the papers, we've seen how we can read the paper, especially when the PDF version is available, and how we can make some comments, annotations on the PDF file. Then again, we also have seen several ways. I've shown us about 4 ways on how to populate the library, And now we see how we can make a kind of collaborative research work by creating a group and inviting others to that group, so that you share a particular document and work on that particular document together. So now, having understand or having gone through all these things, our next agenda is how do we use Mendeley to cite uh, our references? How do we use it in Microsoft Word in citing papers? Let's say our research is based on this research A. You understand? We are writing something about research A. Remember, we have already installed our Microsoft Word plugin, which will enable us insert references in the which will enable us insert references into the Microsoft Office directly from the Mendeley application. So, what now? Let's open our Microsoft Word. We open our Microsoft Word. Let's say this is our file. Then we must have a title. Uh, how to use Mendeley. So let's say as you are typing, especially for those of us who are writing papers, maybe conference papers or especially or thesis, you understand, master's thesis, you may you may have a lot of publication or resources that you wanted to cite, and you may have a lot of publications you wanted to cite, and those publications, we assume they are in the library, they are in your library, and it will be difficult for you actually to say, okay, most of the libraries also have most of the conferences or schools have a particular style of referencing that they wanted to adopt. Maybe some they use APA, some they use IEEE style. There are several styles out there, you understand. So depending on the type of style you want to use. If you are to do it manually, imagine writing maybe a lot of text. You understand? This is to show us how to cite with Mendeley. You understand? Imagine maybe here you have to enter some reference that, okay, this is authored by Biodun Moses. You understand? Moses 2020. You understand? Then after writing the reference like this, for example, you still have to go down. There may be your reference section. You know, after your everything, your file, you always have a reference section, and in this reference section, you have to put it in writing all the Abiodun, the title of the paper, the DOI, and all those metadata information, and it has to be exactly in the style maybe the school or that particular conference or journal wants the paper to be. Maybe APA, IEEE, you understand, or American system or whatever citation. So, but with Mendeley, you make everything easier. How do you make things easier? For example, instead of writing all this manually, which because you are human, you are prone to errors. You understand, you can easily misspell something, or even forgot to cite or give credit to that particular author of that paper appropriately, maybe by not writing his name correctly, or by even writing another paper instead, citing another paper instead of that particular paper you have in mind that you want to cite. But with Mendeley, what you are going to, if maybe writing or the references manually will take you like maybe an hour or a day or 2 days, you understand, to write the reference and maybe go back to the reference section, arrange it based on the style required by the journal or conferences. With Mendeley is something you can do in few minutes. Then how do you do it in few minutes? Let's assume you have your Microsoft Word, you have your title, and this is maybe the paragraph, and you want to make some citation here. All you need to do is come back to the menu, go to reference. If you have the reference, I don't know if we are using the same Microsoft Office, but mostly is you have this tag reference. And when you have reference, because we installed that Microsoft Office plugin from here. We install this Microsoft software plugin. It will automatically appears under our reference. Then here we see an icon of Mendeley. You understand? And it is even telling you the version of Mendeley you have. You have Mendeley version 1.19.3. So with this application, you can easily have a connection with the desktop application you have, and you can make your citation easily. So what you need to do is, let's say, click on this. If you know the author's name or the name of the paper, you can easily write the name of the paper and you select the citation. It's as easy as that, and click here, boom. Okay, so you see it has already entered the citation. Then again, you may say, okay, no, this is not the paper I want, this is not the method I want to adopt. You can also click on this icon. You say go to Mendeley library, then it will take you to Mendeley library. Remember, you have a lot of collections, but let's say this research you are working on is based on the research A collection that we created, and this is the paper you want to search. Or maybe you want to search, not this is the paper you want to search, maybe this number 3. So you click on this paper and you click on you select here, they say site, then click on the site and it will automatically come here. So you see how easy it is, instead of writing everything that you might even make mistake. And at times you see, maybe based on this statement, you want to cite more than one paper, you understand? So all you need to do is you click on this, you go to Mendeley, you, let's say you want to cite paper, the first paper. When you click on it, you highlight it, then you hold your control on your keyboard. Then let's say you want to highlight the third paper and the last paper. You see 3 papers I have highlighted. So then you come back to the site and you cite them, and you see all the papers comes at once. So you see how easy it is. And again, Mendeley also come with several styling formats. Like I said, we have like APA, American Psychological Association, American Political, whatever, APPA, American Medical, MAA, you understand, Medical Association, Chicago, IEEE, Nature, you understand. So it depends with the kind of style you want. This one is, I think, is in APA. So let's change it and see. Let's say we change it to IEEE, for example. Okay. Let's say we change it to IEEE. You can see IEEE, there are some citations that instead of writing the name of the authors, what they do is they just give you numbers. And when you come to the reference, instead of writing the references all at once, all you need to do is come to the reference section. You go to insert bibliography. It will check all based on all the citation you enter here and just put in the bibliography. So what you are going to say, insert bibliography, and you see, boom, all your citations are here. So you can see how easy it is and what you can do with Mendeley in just few minutes. Something that will take you maybe a lot of minutes if you have to do it manually. Then again, let's say you want to change the style maybe to APA. Let's say APA. When you click on APA style, you see it's changed automatically, and the references also changes here automatically. So you see, this is one good thing about Mendeley and how easy it is to use Mendeley. So basically, this is how we cite papers in Mendeley. Like I said, you have an option of writing the keyword or the auto keyword. Let's say, for example, I have an auto, a particular auto I call Moran 2020 or Moran 2018. You understand? Moran A, Moran 2018, I write. Then I can put Moran again. Hmm. You understand? So I can have all 2, 3 papers. Then I click OK. Then it will add them together. Moran et al. 2018, 2020. So there are several ways. I want you guys to walk through it, make some experiment, do a lot of things, and come up with question. So now we have seen how we cite and how we create a library, how we populate the library, how we manage the metadata information, read and highlight some annotations, then how we cite papers using Microsoft Word. So I believe we should have the basic uh, we should have the basic, and we have the basic of how to use Microsoft Word, and we have a good understanding of how we use Mendeley for referencing our file. And I believe, I hope the practical help you guys, especially in your research conduct, in your research endeavors. And because of the timing issues again, we are going to go on another break, and from which maybe we can come up with the last session, which is question and answer session. So please, if you have any question based on what we discussed, you understand, kindly take your paper and biro, draft your question, and we are going to give you time. We are going to ask you we are going to give you time to ask your question. Then myself or our mentor, Dr. Abdul Malik, will answer that question. It depends with the kind of question you ask. So please take your time, go through what we have done, what we have discussed, extract question that you want to ask. And again, the video has been recorded, and I believe, especially for those who might have network issues because of the network issues we have here and there, they can, whenever they can go through the video session at the end, which will be shared maybe later uh, by the by the director. And if you have any question, you can actually ask, and we are going to drop our email at the end of the day, where maybe in case you have any question, you can send within the week, and we should be able to answer your question by sending it through your email in case you don't have time to ask question online. But like I said, we are going for another 5 minute break, and from which we expect questions from you during the question and answer session. But before we go into the question and answer session, the director, or Dr. Numalik, our mentor, may possibly have some things to say. You understand, just to make a wrap up comment about the whole workshop before we go into the question and answer session. But that should be after the 5 minute break. So thank you very much for listening, and thank you for your time. I hope we all benefited from this program. Thank you.